Welcome back to the county seat. Our discussion today has been with Senator Orrin Hatch. It's been a lively conversation. I'm glad to see that after so many years of going through the drudgery of handling things in the Senate, and I know it can be very disappointing at times, but I'm glad to still see that there's some passion about some of these issues.
You can count on me. Listen, nobody wants to take me on back there because I get really worked up, but I'm very courteous and kind, but you're not gonna wind up walking away without some blood on your face, I'll tell you, because they're not going to pick on Utah when I'm around. And, you know, go back to the Western lands. We formed the Western States Caucus.
I was going to ask you about that.
That's going to be the new Sagebrush Rebellion because of the way this administration is treating us. And I'm the subcommittee chairman of the Western lands. So I take that really seriously.
How is the, quote, Sagebrush Rebellion that we're experiencing now different than 1976 when this started? I mean, the issues have changed quite a bit over the maturation of this federal domination of the West.
Well, we'd come through the Carter era, and they had not... Jimmy Carter was not an enemy to the West, in my opinion, but the people in his administration, like the people in this administration, are. The president, I don't think, is a friend of the West either. But I have to say that one of the happiest days I ever had was when about 15 of us met in the Roosevelt Room in the White House, and it was all on water projects, including Barry Goldwater and myself. And the president walked in. I raised my hand. He said, "Senator Hatch, put your hand down. We're going to save the Central Utah Water Project." And I can't tell you the relief that was to me, because I knew how important it was to our state, and yet we were just being flipped around by an administration that wasn't thinking. There was a 26-year-old woman in the Council of Environmental Quality who was just a radical environmentalist. Barry Goldwater got so mad on the floor one day that he chewed her up and swore, and I was sitting right in front of him, and he was so worked up, he was yelling and spitting on the back of my head. But I have to say, we were all worked up. This administration, I do think that Secretary Salazar does understand our problems. I do think that he wants to do a good job for us. And he has done, at my request, on a number of occasions. But there are czars that really run these departments in many ways that are unaccountable, non-transparent, who really tell these guys what to do. And I hope there's not one there. And he's been able to break through when I've asked him to. I think a lot of them, do I agree with him? No, he's more liberal than I am. And but he knows our Western states' problems, and he'll at least talk to me about them.
Well, tell me about the caucus and how and how this is going to help the West.
Well, the caucus,
just a short answer, and then we can take
it
up
the caucus
again.
is headed by a brilliant young doctor named John Barrasso from Wyoming. He's probably my closest friend in the Senate. He's a terrific guy, and he is very, very solidly in favor, of course, our Western lands and getting the federal government off our backs. And I think it's going to be a good thing, although it's a independent caucus, you know, without a Senate authority, except the authority that we engender with it by our own authority.
Mm-hmm. We're going to take a break here from the county seat. We'll be back. Our concluding comments from Senator Orrin Hatch. This half hour's gone by very quickly. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
At the Prehistoric Museum, USU Eastern, there's no time like the past. Interpretive exhibits tell a tale of long ago. Observation labs allow visitors to witness the processes of preparation and curation and speak one-on-one with the preparators. Dinosaurs, Ice Age, and archaeology allow you to experience life 500 million years in the making. What happens in Utah's Castle Country stays with you.
Let's be honest, you don't know much about Beaver County. Well, let me tell you about it. It's the birthplace of outlaw Butch Cassidy and inventor Philo T. Farnsworth. Some of the best skiing in Utah is at Eagle Point. You've got camping, Canyon Breeze Golf Course, Crusher and the Tushers, Beaver Territorial Courthouse, snowmobiling, renewable energy, Pioneer Car Show, Squeaky Cheese, ghost towns to explore, best water in the country, Paiute ATV trails, Old Frisco Kilns, horse racing, hunting, fishing, and it's a good place to live. Beaver County, mountains of fun. I could tell you more, but why don't you come and see it for yourself?
Believe it or not, summer isn't far away, and neither is Juab County. There's no need to travel far to find that perfect family adventure. June 30th, get your blood pumping at the Juab County Extreme Enduro. You've never seen a race like this. In mid-July, Join us for our Ute Stampede Rodeo. And then in August, there's the big Demolition Derby that wraps up our county fair. Juab County. It'll change your family forever.
In order for there to be adventure, there must first be a land that offers it. In order for there to be discovery, there must first be something undiscovered. It's time you discovered northeastern Utah's dinosaur lands, the trails, water, beauty, and history that have been 65 million years in the making. Take your journey to a destination where adventure is only limited by your imagination. Join us in Uinta County, Undiscovered Utah.